Hello YouTube, we are back, and this isn't any old video. This is actually a special, as you might see in the title of the video. But what this is basically celebrating is 350 subscribers and an early 30k view special, as well as a 300 video uploads special. And that's a lot of specials, and I very much couldn't have done it without you guys. And I just want to say thank you very much for just doing everything that you've done. It's just awesome, really, and very good experience for me. But yeah, so let's just get on with the special. So what you want to do, what I'll do, is I'll make a new world, call it like end game special, let's say. Creative mode, cheats on, generate structures off, super flat, and let's just create the new world. So picture yourself like sort of at the end of the game in your survival world, and you have basically killed the ender dragon, made a ton of farms, including a wither farm as well, so that's important. And also you basically just like not done anything else, or like you've got nothing else to do really. So you come across this video, you want to try and put it in your world, and then this is basically what will happen, or I'll show you will happen. Let's just kill all the stuff. But I'm just gonna give myself a command block, and you need a command block to get this started as well. So make sure you get one of them as well. And I'm just gonna face towards -X, because that's the way the command block structure spawns. And yes, it is a one command block contraption again. And the command will be in the description in a pastebin link, so make sure you find that in there. But as you can see, it's just making a ton of the command blocks on this fill clock. It's just massive, really. But that's it done. So you've pictured yourself at the end of your game, really, and let's just get the you want to get yourself an armor stand first, and also the dragon egg. So you want to get yourself the dragon egg first as well. So I'm just going to give myself the dragon egg, because I mean there's not enough time for me to kill it, and that's not really what it's about. But what you want to do when you get the dragon egg is you want to get yourself an armor stand, and you want to place it on top of the dragon egg, and as you can see, a structure spawns with 5 armor stands. There's one here, one here, one here, and one here, and also the dragon egg. Now these are just for aesthetics right here, and also that one, but like, I mean, that one's the main one. But yeah, so this is basically just like continuing this stair line, so it sort of looks like that. And I thought that was really awesome. And yeah, so I just had to include it. Now the annoying thing that's with this sort of thing that I use is that these armor stands right here aren't actually flush with the stairs, and also the chiseled quartz in the center. It's like 1 pixel off when I'm using like the 32 by 32 texture pack. But if I just TP at a type equals, or name equals nether brick, because that's the name that the armor stands have, and then there's the tilde, and then tilde, but in the middle one, I'm going to have 0.000, and then 9, I'd say. Once again, and as you can see, if they are 1 pixel above that, they will actually start to overlap their textures, which I thought is something that you might or might not, or may not want. Now I don't want it, so it's like, it's not for me really. But if you do want it, that's the command that I just used. So you basically just want to probably do like a 1.0 or 0.001, and that command will also be in the description. So if you do want it, it will be there. But yeah, so this is the structure that spawns, and it's all armor stands and stairs and half slabs and chisel quartz. But what you want to do to actually do anything is you want to get yourself 5 nether stars. And the reason it's 5 is because if I throw one in there, it says you need 5. Now, there is a foolproof sort of safety measure that I go to, which is basically if you have more than one in a stack, or more than one nether star in a stack, before what happened is basically it only counted as one, because it's only like one item entity, and that's what I was testing for. But not anymore. I've actually I've made it so that it would only count if there was only one in the item stack. So as you can see, if I just throw another one in, it will eat it up, and it will say 2 out of 5 nether stars have been added. And that's basically how much you want to put in there. So I'm just going to put in all the rest, and now the nether star will actually start turning. Now it takes 22.5 seconds for this whole sort of thing to go off, and the reason being is because it counts up to 450 game ticks, which is divided by 10 and then divided by 2 is 22.5. So yeah, and at the end of it, as you can see, it started spinning and then it exploded, and it says in chat that I've unlocked the ability to fly. Now what it will give me is a flying carpet XP ball. Now it says flying carpet currently deactivated, so to activate you have to throw the experience ball. So if I just throw it and check back again, it will say flying carpet currently activated. So, and then to deactivate, throw the experience ball. So it's just reversed really, the text. But when I walk out, as you can see, some barrier blocks spawn, or go really. And there's if I just go into game mode S, it's just like some barrier blocks that are just spawning right by my feet. And I've actually used a simpler sort of flying carpet machine thing to do this, and it's really quite simple. It's basically just this, but with the other flying carpet machine, but with 2 command blocks, and that is really awesome. But yeah, so if I now the only way to get back down is by throwing the carpet, or the experience bottle, and as you can see, I fell there. So if you do go high up and you throw it, so you would expect us to get some damage taken, but no, I've sort of prevented that by giving you like a second of resistance every time you activate it. So if I just hold on, I'll just set the difficulty to peaceful, just like that, right? And then effect Eniallator 23 10 255. Ta-da! Right. But basically, it's gonna give me resistance. So there you go. Now the resistance is has a modifier of 255. So you won't take any damage when you fall. But if you don't activate it really quick, then you will take damage, because the resistance only activates once you activate it. So as you can see, I still took damage there. But if I just go up and real quick just activate it just before I hit the ground, I take no damage. So that's good, and also like a really cool sort of safety precaution, really. Yeah, that is kind of it. But what I still need to show you, and also what I need to warn you about, is that if you do find or if you do manage to get an experience bottle, when you haven't actually done that, by like say like village tradings or like just cheating it in, really, it won't actually do anything. So it will still activate as like a normal XP bottle, and you won't have like anything, or it won't really do anything much, but in the way of like flying carpet. But if you are playing multiplayer with this, because this is multiplayer compatible, and it actually works, like if you are using like the flying carpet near someone, it actually works. It won't actually it won't like get disabled, or they won't like stuff up like your flying carpet, or you won't stuff up theirs. It will just be the same and do everything. Now, there's also something else. Like there's a couple of other things, really. But if you are near someone and you actually have like the barrier blocks in their head, they will start to suffocate, which is a little bit of an annoyance, really. So you can basically just like suffocate anyone if you go near them. But yeah, that's just something that you have to sort of deal with, really. And I'm just gonna do daylight till force time set 16 or 6 out. So yeah, it will start to suffocate someone if they do if you do like go near them and they are right in the block, really. Now, the reason that I'm using barrier blocks because of that is because there's no real logic block in the game where it's not like accessible by survival, and it won't really suffocate you. So that's just sort of the problem that I had there. And yeah, so it's just like something that you have to sort of deal with, I guess. But yeah. But yeah, so I was like sort of like testing it with like glass, but then again, like you can also get that in survival, and that might stuff up some of your builds. So yeah, that's not very good. But that's basically pretty much it. Now I'm gonna just like cut here for a bit, and load up my other account, and probably put this on like some like sort of LAN world or something, and I'll show you what will happen if I do if I do sort of activate this near him, and also like some of like the multiplayer bugs as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna be right back, and I'll see you in a bit. And we are back. As you can see, I'm getting like tiny FPS, but I'm on Anycam as well. So as you can see, I'm here as well. But if I just get like an experience bottle when I'm here, so just like to show you guys that it will actually still work. So as you can see, it's working. But there's also like smoke particles that's coming off of it, which is also quite silly. But it's still working as experience bottle. And also like if I, yeah, so it won't actually do anything for him. But yeah, it's a bit weird. But if I currently I'm spamming like the experience bottles at my Eniallator, really. And as you can see, it's like kind of activating for him, or for you guys, which is kind of like not very great. But there's the way to basically get the flying carpet back, and there's like a less expensive way, which is villager trading really. But there's also the egg way, which requires like 5 nether stars. But yeah, so I would probably go for the villager trading if I were you. But I'm just gonna get some nether stars on the Anycam account, and I'll activate this thing right here. So 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, and 5 out of 5. But so it will start like spinning. Now that message that is just played right there is only broadcasted to players within like a 20 block radius or like a 10 block radius. Not sure which one, but I just deleted my thingy. Let me just go back. But as you can see, it will actually say Anycam has unlocked the ability to fly, which is the player that's right next to it and the closest player really. So that is really cool, and so that's like sort of the message that will be broadcasted to everyone else except for Anycam, and this one is broadcasted to only you, or only the player that has activated it, which I thought was really cool. And it's kind of like if you were to like say like give an Anycam stick, say. As you can see, it sort of says Anycam given stick to Anycam, and it's sort of in that sort of like italic and grey thing, and I thought, why not just do it like that? Which is, I thought it was pretty awesome. And yeah, ooh, that's weird. That's cool. But yeah, apparently it's a misc item. But yeah, that's basically it. Now I'll show you how smooth it is. So like if we're both like on the flying carpets, and if we are like right next to each other. So as you can see, there's like a flying carpet right there. But if I just walk on top of it, basically there's no sort of invisible or like the block's breaking really. And if I do suffocate, or if I do move into Anycam, where I so it's hard, but it's like, alright, so there we go. So if I just go mode S Anycam, he will start taking damage and then will eventually die. And so that's not very good, and quite annoying really. But yeah, that's just something that you'll sort of have to sort out yourself, and make sure other players, if you are playing with other players, don't do it. And yeah, so that is basically it. Now I'm gonna just cut here for a bit, and show you how I actually made this, and sort of like the steps in making it basically. So you guys sort of know how to make it yourselves, or how to make something like this yourselves. But if you do want to sort of leave, and if you don't want to see it, then I hope you guys, I hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. But I'm just going to cut right here, and I'll just see you in a bit. So we are back, and I'm not gonna go into detail about how each command works. So I'm also gonna have like an input command that I used in the output command in the pastebin as well. So make sure you check that if you do want to have it, or if you do want to sort of take a look at how it works, and maybe like get some inspiration from there. But basically what I started off with, and it actually took me about like 5 days or something like that, is a simple fill clock that has a bunch of other commands that I kept on making and sort of bug fixing and sort of perfecting as well. And basically, once I was sort of satisfied that I had done like a pretty good job and made it work and stuff, what I started to do was make another thing right here, which actually had a bunch of command blocks on top of each other, and these were basically going to be for sort of reference points as the input commands, really. So this would be like setting the block right there, and it's basically going to be setting all the relative coordinates of the command blocks, so I knew where to put everything. And they're all stacked on top of each other because that's the way the actual command spawns, or the command blocks spawn. Which is a little bit controversial because I know there's a way to do it with minecart command blocks, but I'm not using that way. I thought I may as well make a new way, so I made this way. But yeah, so this is basically how I did it. I basically just got the command from each one of these command blocks, and then made it into another command block on top of each other, and got the relative coordinates of where the actual command block in the field clock went. So that was like a really big process I had to do, and it took me a while actually, because I mean, they are all those command blocks right there are all the relative coordinates to these command blocks right there. And that's not fun to do, or it's a big pain in the ass to do, because I mean there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 sort of command blocks right here. This isn't actually the finished version as well, so I think there's like 15 rows of command blocks as well in the finished version. But basically it's 11 times 4 plus 1, because of the 1 being the redstone block, which is right there. But that's basically it. And then, so 11 times 4, 44, and then 45. So that's how many command blocks are right there. So 45 command blocks all together right there, which took me so long. It's not fun really. It's fun really. But yeah, it's just like a pain to do, as you might expect. But yeah, so I copied all of these ones from here into these command blocks and then activated them so that I knew which one went where. So that will go there, and then this one is a redstone block, so that will start the clock. And then this one will be like that, or someone. Which one is it? I think it's -1, so it's this one. So you'll be placing that back. So that was a big pain in the ass too. When I finished it, it was all really fun, really easy to do from there on in, because basically what I had to do, or what I did, was I basically just like modified a bunch of stuff, like made it so it was actually good, and also I've got like the map scroller there. You might have to see what that's about in the actual commands there. I actually started to use maps instead of like experience bottles, and that didn't really work out too well. And I was like, ooh, experience bottles, they work. But yeah, so then that's how I sort of started this whole thing. Now I've also been working on a website to make a generator on top or in there, and you guys will be also so you'll be basically able to make your own sort of things right here, or make your own one command block contraptions on there. And I thought that was such a good idea that I've been sort of making it. I've already gotten like the basic HTML sort of thing going, and that's it's sort of not very pretty or anything like that, and I'm basically just working on that, like prettying up, fancifying it with CSS. But when I finish that, I will definitely do a video, so expect that when I do it. But yeah, so that's basically it, and I just wanted to show you how I did it and what sort of went into it, really. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys did enjoy. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and peace.